Everybody's got them. Everybody's got a bucket list brewery. If you're a beer drinker, if you're a beer fan, a beer enthusiast, a beer explorer at heart, there are breweries that you need to see before you die. There are bucket list breweries that you are dreaming of traveling to. The day you can afford that plane ticket, that you can fly out to that different country and visit that brewery and show up in all your glory. Hopefully in a cab, roll up, or in a party bus. And you show up at the brewery and you just explore and taste all the delicious, glorious beers that might be available there. Today, everybody, we are going to count down 5 bucket list breweries that Alessandro and I need to go to before we die. Let's start, buddy. Number 5.
So, my friend, the first one that we talked about that I think we both are extremely excited about that we've discovered, also we've talked about here on the channel, is Sierra Nevada.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Brewery in Chico, California, pretty much started in 1980s, the beer craft revolution. It's so historic, you can still go visit. Not exactly the original spot, but there's still a lot of the original breweries that grew from there. And, how many cool beers do they have there? And how cool would it be to try them on tap? And how many hidden treasures are there, that we don't know about? That's such a cool spot just for the history behind it.
Just for the history, just to go check it out for that one reason is one thing, but then all their delicious beers, all the seasonals that they might have on tap at the time you're visiting it, like the Celebration IPA. There's so many different ones that you could possibly stumble upon while being there at the brewery. And maybe some, some special project that they might be working on, some brewery exclusive.
Right.
Yeah, totally agree. For history reasons and just for quality. Sierra Nevada is on that list. Number 4, a classic brewery. They have one beer on our Perfect Beer Roundtable. They have a couple that almost made it, and that would be the Paulaner Brewery in Munich, Germany. We had to have one of the big Munich breweries on there. Of course, just going to... yeah, that's it. Profile shot.
It's the profile shot.
Just a trip to Munich in general to Beer Explore would be a treat in itself and is a bucket list item for me personally, and I know it is for you too, buddy. But going to the 100%. Paulaner Brewery specifically... Their brews are just absolutely fantastic, from the Salvatore to the Helles, everything that we've tried. And of course, their Weissbier being on our Perfect Beer Roundtable. The quality of their beer speaks for itself. But just the experience too to sit in a classic German beer garden, my friend, under a chestnut tree.
Right.
Properly enjoying a Helles lager under a chestnut tree in a beer garden at the Paulaner Brewery would be absolute heaven. And it is on our list for that reason.
Number three. We're not going too far. We're still staying in Germany, but we are visiting, of course, the allegedly, the oldest brewery in the world.
According to Beer Legend, which we've already established is the best source of beer information.
100%. I'm, of course, talking about the Weihenstephan. Weihenstephan is that brewery that was supposedly started in 1040 as a brewery by the monks and is still in operation now. And let me tell you this, and I mean, if this is not enough, think about this. We're currently, as of recording this video, we're in 2023, at the end of 2023. 2040 is not that far away. Can you imagine being at a brewery when you have the 1,000-year anniversary? Come on, that's got to be on the bucket list.
Book your trips now. Head over to Expedia, maybe buying a plane ticket 17 years ahead of time. You get a pretty good deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Save on hotel costs.
Exactly. Maybe we can ask them if they can get us a deal on this. We're calling this way before anyone else.
Right.
It'll be a trend. We know. We're calling it.
Number 2 is one of our favorite breweries. If you've been watching Beer Brackets, if you're stumbling upon this video and you've never seen one of our videos, maybe you've never heard of this brewery, but the St. Bernardus Brewery in Watou, Belgium. I mean, look at this. Look at these beautiful visuals that I'm showing right here. Look at this beautiful building in the middle of the Belgian hills, in the middle of a beautiful field here, just with wildlife and animals frolicking around. And here you see this wonderful modern building serving up some of the most delicious beers that you could possibly find. Everything from their Pater 6 to their Extra 4 to the Prior 8 to the Abbott or ABT 12 to the Christmas Ale, just everything. The wit. Oh my God, the wit. It's just, it never ends. And also,
Right?
Fun little Easter egg
Right?
fact, my friend. If you visit the
There it
brewery,
is.
not only do you get to taste these delicious beers on tap, which I gotta say, trying the ABT 12 on tap is just a dream of mine.
Mind blowing, right?
They have a nitro infused ABT 12
Oh, I can't even
at
think
the
about
brewery.
it.
That alone is worth the plane ticket. That'll just to experience what that could be like. And this is like, it's a mystery, my friend. It's like visiting Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. If you try and search for images of this, you'll find promotional images talking about how they offer this. But I've never seen a visual of this. It's a mystery, my friend. That alone would be worth the price of admission. But some of the, if not the best beers in the world, they're some of my favorites. I would put them up there. It's subjective that I would put them up there. Some of the best beers in the world. St. Bernardus Brewery, Watou, Belgium, on our bucket list. And now
100%.
the number one bucket list brewery for beer brackets, my friend. What is it?
Here it is, my friend. And I think we as we were putting together this list, we both said it pretty much at the same time. Yes, 100%, it's got to be
Yeah,
that.
it has to be.
There's no way around that. So, and that brewery, my friend, is the Schlenkerla Brewery. We had the pleasure to talk with Matthias in an hour-long interview. He was extremely kind to give us some of his time and walk us through the family history, some of the recipes and everything, and tell us about the brewery. But just very quickly, this brewery has been around since the 1400. It's owned by this family, Troom family, that has been like seventh generation in the owning of the brewery. And they still use the traditional method of smoking the malt using beechwood, and not only more variations, but predominantly beechwood. But the cool thing is that the hall and where the beers are served are still in the original building, and it feels like, from the picture that you can find and see, it's just walking into this medieval hall, and the beer is still served out of those like wooden casks.
Oh my
So like,
God.
I mean, can you imagine being in that brewery and feeling like you're in a completely different era, and you're all of a sudden are there with friends, with Matthias that we've talked to? Like, I mean, that's just a dream there in Bamberg.
It's listening to his beer poetry right now, my friend. It's like, it's evoking such longing inside of me. But there's one thing that you failed to mention about going to Schlenkerla, and that is the Bamberg onion.
Oh, that's true. How could I forget? That's right.
Check out the menu of the food that they serve in this beer hall. You go back and watch our interview with Matthias to learn a little bit more on that. But one of their signature dishes, the Bamberg onion, is a sight to behold. Having a Bamberg onion in that medieval beer hall with a stein of Marzen, oh, that would be our number one bucket list beer adventure. Let us know down below, what are some of your bucket list breweries? We want to hear from you. This is such an interesting topic. Everybody's different. It depends on what you've tasted. It depends on your experiences. Where you visited in the world before, what kind of things you've fallen in love with, what beers you've fallen in love with, what parts of the world you've fallen in love with. There's so many intangibles that go into answering this question, but let us know down below. What are your bucket list breweries? We want to hear from you.
Please do. And no matter what, don't forget to close your beer brackets.